What's going on, YouTube? MikeO back with another PSA DNA order to show off today. As you can see, it's massive. This is a 60 card order. I placed this order during the November special. It was a really good special and included all sports, so I really wanted to take advantage of it. I didn't want to have to wait and do a few football here and some baseball once that season began, so I just took advantage of it. So 60 cards. I was successful on 57 of them, so disappointing to have any failures, but 57 of 60 is a pretty good number. Definitely very excited to show these off. I also have a few cards that Wesker Griff sent me, so I will show them off as well. Some really nice stuff to show off here, guys. So try and stick with me if you can. I know it's going to be a longer video, but hopefully you enjoy. So let's just get the failures out of the way. Here's a surprising one. I had two Danny Tartables I sent in. Both failed. They were both TTMs. And you sit there and you say, like, Danny Tartable, why are you getting him authenticated? I just, I like these cards. I love the 1993 Finest. I think they're, all-time classic cards. Really wanted to get that slab. Thought it would look cool. And same thing with this Flair, 1994 Flair Yankees card. And they were failed. N4, just an irregular. I know Tartable's signature has changed over the years. I did do some research beforehand. I was kind of checking things out, and I saw ones that were passed and certified and kind of read stories, and people said, yeah, it was kind of confirmed that he kind of switched his signature. So I don't know what the story is. Obviously, they have to be careful when they're authenticating stuff, and if there's any doubt at all, they're going to, go ahead and, not authenticate it. So I don't know what the story is, but pretty disappointing. Not that they're high-value cards or anything. They were just things for the collection. So, oh well. This one's definitely disappointing. It's a Chase Utley card. So this I purchased on eBay, and obviously you got to be careful when you're buying stuff on eBay. But I kind of glanced it over. It was a good price. The person selling it claimed that they got it at a show, and they had good feedback and all that. And it doesn't mean that it's not authentic, but, obviously... sort of like the Halladay I lost out on last time. It's definitely disappointing, and I should probably just buy a certified Utley if I need one for the collection. This was an N4 as well. You look at his signature, and, I don't just buy these on a whim. I kind of look and kind of compare it to other stuff, and he definitely has some sloppy signatures, so it could be something like that. So, oh well, what are you going to do? So let's kind of get into it now. So this is mostly baseball. There will be a few other sports at some point. Actually, first off, let me just get these showed off real quick. These are Ed's. Here's a Goose Gossage TTM that he got in, signed in blue. Really nice Fleer card from 1989, so that's very cool. I'm sure Ed will show these off again. We've got a Jack Hamilton vintage Phillies card. Very cool. Signed in pen. This one's awesome looking. Clay Dalrymple. So that's very nice. So Ed, congratulations on batting 1,000, going 4 for 4. I love that dimple. Ray Semprock on the 59 Tops. Very cool card. I got him TTM a while ago too. So I would like to eventually send all or a lot of my Phillies off and kind of just have a whole slab set of Phillies cards, but it's obviously an expense. It's not cheap to get done, so you gotta kind of take turns with stuff. All right, so where do I start? Let's start over here. Here we go with a Ryan Braun Allen and Ginter card. Obviously, you guys are well aware that I'm a huge Allen and Ginter fan. This was actually a gift from Jones Nation. So shout out Jones Nation. Aaron, I really appreciate you sending this to me last year. Jones Nation got this TTM. I think he got a couple bronze, so this is awesome. I love this card. That will stay in the PC forever. Beautiful card. Here's another TTM. Most of these will be TTMs. Some purchases, though. Some old IPs. This is a Ned Yost. I just thought this was cool. It's Topps Heritage, which are beautiful cards. Signed in blue. And obviously, whether you love Ned Yost or not, he will forever be a World Series winning manager and a manager with the Royals. So I thought that was a pretty cool looking TTM, and I thought it was awesome to get that slabbed. Here's one that I got last spring, and this is going to turn out to be a pretty good one because this dude played really well last year. It's Mr. Trey Turner of the Washington Nationals on a 2016 Topps rookie card. So that's very cool. I was really happy to get him back, and very awesome looking card slab. So very cool. All right, this is a vintage baseball, and it is Lee Thomas, featured here in the LA Angels uniform. Lee Thomas was the general manager of the Philadelphia Phillies in 1993, so I kind of consider this as part of my Phillies collection, my 93 Phillies collection. Very cool card, signed nicely in blue. And, I've seen some people send to him, and sometimes he'll sign in a little sharp little Sharpie like this, which looks really good. And sometimes he'll sign in pen, which ballpoint pen will look okay on some cards, but other cards it just doesn't. Here's another spring training success, and it's from Joe Panik, Giants second baseman. He's another guy, who has some postseason history and stuff like that. He's a good little player. I was really happy to get him back on this 2016 Topps card. I mean, I just think these cards look excellent slabs, so it just kind of adds a little to the cards. And, of course, Allen and Ginter are beautiful cards. I'm a huge fan of them. And a guy that I've always been a fan of since he really first came up. And he's a guy who I actually saw in the World Series against the Phillies. And he won a World Series with the Kansas City Royals. And his career has just continued to take off. He signed with the Chicago Cubs this past offseason and won the World Series MVP. Ben Zobrist. He used to be a great TTM guy. I got him, I think, twice. Didn't hear from him a few times because he got a lot of fan mail. But now that he's with the Cubs, it's going to be tough. I mean, the Cubs get so much stuff. So really happy to show off this Ben Zobrist Allen and Ginter card from 2013. Beautiful card. I would certainly love to get his auto on a Royals card and a Cubs card at some point. I know he was in Topps Update last year. I actually saw Jones Nation get him one time in that Royals uni. I did not hear back from Zobrist this year. And obviously I'd like to get him on a Cubs in a Cubs uni as well. Right here is from 2014 Topps Allen and Ginter. Really nice signature. Just a beautiful looking card. I really have gotten into the slabbed items. I'm going to look to continue to pick up some more graded stuff, but even just the authenticated autographs, I mean, I just like them. So I was a huge fan of these cards when I was a kid, and the Score All-Star kind of drawn big heads. So I've been trying to get a lot of them signed when I can, and when I get guys that are good enough, I'll get them slabbed as well. So here's a Will Clark who I've gotten from multiple times. Will Clark's a fantastic TTM signer. And this is a cool card. Came out really nice in blue. And that theme kind of continues with Mr. Ryne Sandberg, who just kind of really jumped onto the scene signing about a year ago, 2 years ago, something like that. And, post that Phillies stint as manager. And I've gotten back from him a few times. He does require a donation, but to me, he's well worth it. I mean, he's a Hall of Fame player. This card came out outstanding in blue. Really cool looking card. Here's another Sandberg that didn't come out quite as well. I'm not really happy with the way this card looked. Obviously, I'd prefer it in blue because I'm a fan of blue signatures, especially like a Cubs uniform. I think the blue pops with the team colors. But more so than that, I just really don't like the Sharpie he used on this. There's something about it that's kind of ugly. This is on an Allen and Ginter baseball highlight sketches, and I've never sold a TTM, but I think this is one that I might be looking to potentially move on eBay. I'll probably pop it up there at a pretty high price and, not really worry about whether it sells or not. If it doesn't, I'll just keep it for the collection. I've been meaning to send another one off to Rhino to hopefully get it signed. This guy unfortunately started breaking people's hearts and started stamping late in the season. I fortunately got him back a couple times before he stamped. It's Adrian Beltre, Texas Rangers third baseman, obviously a great player. He's a potential Hall of Famer. We'll see. He's certainly not guaranteed it. I know a lot of people say, he's in, he's going to make it. I mean, you never know with the voters. He certainly has a shot, though. I mean, this guy's been a really good player, probably somewhat underrated, but Beautiful signature there in black. This one was just kind of for my collection, for personal reasons. Obviously, he ain't worth anything, or he's not worth anything. My mom would yell at me for saying he ain't worth anything. This is a David Bell Tops Chrome Refractor, obviously signed there on the bottom. One, he's a Philly, and also I've told the story multiple times that I actually caught a home run ball from him in a game. So because of that fact, I like to collect some of his stuff here and there. So that was the main reason I just decided to get this slabbed. I just thought the card looked really sharp, really cool, signed. So figured, you know what, why not? All right, the next one is also a beautiful card, and it is Mr. Andrew Jones, former Atlanta Brave. This guy was a great player. He's not going to reach the Hall of Fame. At least I doubt he will. You could probably make a case that he should if you start factoring everything like defense, because this guy is one of the best center fielders of not only his time, but all time. I mean, the guy covered so much ground. Just a great, great player defensively. And he hit a ton of home runs as well. Had some great moments in the postseason, some great seasons. He was signing TTM a lot for a while. I don't know if he still is. I haven't kind of followed up on him. He may have slowed down, but he was signing a lot. And I got this Gypsy Queen card signed, and it looks awesome. I mean, I just looked at it. I was like, I got to send that in and get it slabbed. I mean, look at that signature. Beautiful signature on a beautiful card. So here's another Score All-Star card. It's another Will Clark. Love this card. Absolutely awesome. It's just one of those cards. I mean, he's a really good player. And, you know, like I said before, I was a big fan of these cards when I was a kid, so it's kind of nostalgic. And, you know, it's part of the collection, and I think it looks awesome, slab there. All right, next up we have an old-timer. This is definitely a cool card. Thought it would look awesome slabbed, and it's Carl Erskine, former Brooklyn Dodger. This is a really nice card. Carl Erskine wins Game 5, so very cool card out of, I think it's a Topps Heritage product from years ago, but either way, just a beautiful black and white card, signed in blue, so very cool. Next up, we have another world champion manager. He's world champion manager of the Philadelphia Phillies. It's Mr. Charlie Manuel. He was great at signing TTMs for quite a while. I haven't seen much in terms of successes out of him lately. I'm kind of ticked off at myself. He had an Allen and Ginter card a number of years ago, and for some bizarre reason, I never sent to him. So I definitely have to add a signed Allen and Ginter to that collection. But Topps Heritage isn't a bad way to go. So definitely a beautiful card. Another one of those all-star cards, the goofy comic-y ones. And it's Brett Butler, who he does not have a great success rate, but he does sign occasionally, and I sent off to him 2 seasons ago, towards the end of the season, and he returned this card signed nicely in black, so definitely cool. And then finally from this little stack, let me move this box here, this is a guy who's obviously not worth a whole lot of money. He's an easy TTM. He requires a very small donation of, I think, $1 per card. But this is an awesome card. And, you know, I guess unless you're a Pirates fan. But I just have great memories of this game. Not that I was really rooting one way or the other. But I just remember watching it as a kid and just, you know, being an unbelievably dramatic play in baseball. So this Sid Bream autograph is pretty cool. And, definitely really happy to have this one slabbed. Like I said, you know, is it a high value card? Of course not, but it's a cool card. So, you know, that's what it's about. Collecting is about collecting items that you like that, you know, have great callbacks to memories of your life, not really someone else's. And that's why you got to collect what you like. Do you want to collect stuff that has some value to it? Of course, but really the most important thing is collect things you enjoy. If you don't like a product, don't buy it. If you don't like a sport, don't buy it. That's why I don't really do much basketball or even hockey. I don't mind hockey, but it doesn't call to me the way baseball does. All right, let's get into some more baseball, and this is Raul Ibanez. So if you guys have been watching my channel, you might remember when I showed this one off. This was a purchase. This is an eBay purchase, and obviously it did come back authenticated. Signed in blue, beautiful card, really nice Ginter for the collection. So, yeah, very happy to have that back and certified. We've got a Jim Fregosi autograph here. I forget now offhand where I got this one. I forget. I know bought one, or I got one as part of a deal from Card Cutter 23, but his was signed in red, and then this O-Pee-Chee was signed in blue, and I forget offhand. I think someone sent it to me, which I greatly appreciate. I'll have to look it up and hopefully remember. And hey, if you did send this to me, you provided this to me, comment below and pimp yourself out a little bit. But this is a beautiful card. He was the manager of the 1993 Phillies. He is deceased now. So that's definitely a very cool card for the collection. And sadly, I never got him in person at all when he was around. This one I do remember getting. This is a Gerrit Cole on a Ballpark Heroes card. So as far as I know, this is the first ever Ballpark Heroes Signature Collection authenticated card. So this one I got in Colorado. I was at a Pirates-Rockies game. I didn't really intend on graphing on the trip because I knew I'd be attending a few baseball games. That was the main reason for the trip with my brother. But we also wanted to go see some parks and stuff like that. So I didn't bring cards or baseballs or anything. I just threw like a little pack of 5 of these Ballpark Heroes with me. And said, you know what, if we get there early one day and there are guys signing, I'll try. And Gerrit Cole was signing, and I got this Ballpark Heroes card signed. So that's really nice and definitely, just a special card to me. A great memory, great autograph on artwork I did on a trip that I really enjoyed. Back to the '08 Phillies theme here. It's Matt Stairs. Not a great moment for Dodgers fans, but an amazing moment for Phillies fans. This card's beautiful. This is from 2009 Tops. This is actually the parallel. Let me see if I can zoom this in a little bit. Get it focused up. Might have a tough focus where it is. Yeah, it's going to be rough. Pull it out a little bit. So you see that old Tops logo right there. That's the, I guess, the retro stock parallel card or something like that. Very cool looking card, though. Signed by Matt Stairs, TTM in blue. He is now the Phillies hitting coach. Like I said, this is just a card that I like the card. I love the memory. From that and just a special moment. Yeah, beautiful card. Love having that as part of the collection. Here's another Matt Stairs. I just like this card. I like the way it turned out. So I said, what the hell? Let me get it signed. So I started getting into sending out some of the start and lineup cards from back in the day when I could. I was a huge start and lineup collector. I went through a phase where I was more into start and lineups and that kind of stuff than I was cards. And had tons of these. And so sent this one out, got it signed. Looks really cool in blue. Definitely nice. This is from mid-2000s, late 2000s. I guess we can turn it around and find. 2000. Okay. Yeah, I'm a dope. I should have remembered. As a big start lineup fan, I do know that 2000 was the last year that they made baseball starting lineup. So, yeah, I should have known that. Or 2001 was the last year, actually. But this is very cool. Again, just a personal choice. Matt Stairs doesn't hold great value or anything. So Ed got Goose Gossage back, and so did I a few times. This is a nice Goose Gossage from Topps Archives. Love this card. It's fantastic looking, signed very nicely in blue. I guess the only thing that would make this even more of a perfect card was if it had a HOF inscription. But he kind of does it occasionally, not all the time, and I'm just happy to get it back. I don't need it, but that is an outstanding looking card, so really happy to have that slabbed into the collection. I sent this one out during the postseason. Andrew Miller. I don't know how I had never sent to him before. He's a fantastic TTM signer. At least he was. I mean, who knows if he'll sign this year because, I just have so many people sending to him now that he's kind of reached the spotlight. But I sent this out probably during the ALCS when they jumped out to a lead, and it came back. And I'm really happy to get it. Signed in blue, looks nice on this 2016 Topps Allen and Ginter. I would love to get him in an Indians uniform as well on a regular Topps card, but we'll see. I'll probably try him in spring again, but beautiful looking card. And a guy who, he's obviously been really good for a number of years, but really reached kind of star potential this year. I mean, he was unbelievable. Here's a Juan Gonzales autograph. Very cool TTM. Was really happy to get these get this back. When I saw people were getting successes from him, I rushed and sent like 3-4 cards out, got them back, and they were nice. And then I went, oh, God, I got to find a Ginter card. So I found this 2014 Allen and Ginter and sent this off to him, and he signed it in blue. So, like I always say, the Ginters are just beautiful, and they look even better encapsulated. Guys, I thank you for sticking with me. Hopefully you're having as much fun watching this video as I am making it. I mean, this order was pricey. Don't get me wrong. These orders aren't cheap. But, I mean, when I look at them, it's like you forget about how much you spend and just think, man, these cards are beautiful. So here's another Goose Gossage. This is also from Topps Archives. I want to say this is from the 2015 archives, and the last one was from 2016. Could be 2014 and 15. I could be off, but love the 1990 Topps design. It's one of the first years I was collecting cards. I really started with 89 Topps, but I just love this retro stuff from when I was a kid. Card turned out fantastic. Next up, we have Todd Frazier. He's perennially been a really good signer. Like any of these active guys, sometimes he's off and on. But he was signing this spring, so I got this 2016 Topps card signed. Obviously, he's a White Sox now, but he had some amazing seasons in Cincinnati, so I think it's awesome to have him on a Reds card. Ryne Sandberg, again, another nice Sandberg. This is on a 89 Fleer. Very nice looking card, signed in blue. This is one that maybe would look a little better in black, just because it's on top of the blue jersey, but it still looks good. It looks great. I don't know what it looks like on camera right now, but it definitely looks awesome in person. 1993 Finest. Spoke about it with the Tartable. Sent it in a Jimmy Key here in the Yankees uni. Really liked 1993 Finest. Really the beginning of the premium baseball card. Or the super premium card, as I think they called them. Beautiful looking cards. Looks probably a little better in person than it does on camera. Beautiful signature. Jimmy Key is an awesome TTM signer. He's one per, but he usually returns the card, and he usually returns it pretty quick. Geez, I thought I was out of these comic-y looking cards, but I am not. Here's a Wade Boggs. Beautiful card. I've gotten from Wade Boggs so many times. Obviously, if you watch all my videos, you know I usually get Boggs a couple times a year. But hey, he's happy to sign, and it goes to a good cause. I send a donation every time to the Children's Hospital, which he forwards to them. So to me, it's well worth it. You're getting an awesome autograph from an awesome player, a Hall of Fame player, and you're helping out a good cause at the same time. There was a point in time where people were starting to take advantage of him and keep sending to him without donations, or sending like $2 or $3. Like, I know everyone's in a different financial point, but I mean, it's truly for charity. It's not money going in his pocket. So in my opinion, you're a cheap bastard if you just continuously, if you're sending 5 cards trying to get them for free, I mean, just stop. You're the type of person who's going to ruin it for everyone. You're hurting the kids by screwing them out of a donation, and, sick kids, and you're kind of ticking off Wade Boggs, who might just decide to stop signing. So I think he kind of just stopped signing for people who weren't donating anything, which kind of corrected the issue. But, that's just my personal opinion on that matter. Here's a Ryne Sandberg success on a Topps Heritage card in the Phillies uniform. I definitely wanted to get something signed of him with the Phillies. Obviously, he didn't have a successful run as their manager, but he was their manager for a few years. And, I still want to have a card of his in the collection, so definitely very cool. Here's another guy who signs all the time, the greatest TTM signer of all time, Bobby Doerr. I sent to him a few times back in the day. I've kind of decided to leave him alone, but obviously at some point I had to get him on a Topps Allen Ginter card, which I did. Here it is. It is awesome. Love it. Beautiful card. Love that old picture, and the signature looks really nice on it. Buck Showalter. Guy's a very good manager. Underrated by some. Here is an O-Pee-Chee card signed. I wish I would have gotten him on a regular old Topps, but I think at the time I only had the O-Pee-Chee Yankees version. Still very cool. Awesome to have Buck as a Yankee. So really nice for the collection. Here's one I purchased. I purchased this in a lot. And this guy, this was before he had the year he had this year, but Zach Britton obviously had a monster season this year. Um, Unfortunately for him, didn't even finish in the top 3 in the Cy Young, but he should have. And it's a beautiful Allen and Ginter card, and I got this cheap. It's on a rookie card too. I got it for like $2 or something. Bought a whole pile of cards from a guy, and that was one of the ones I was like, yeah, I'll take every Ginter you have. And I think that's where I got this Ben Zobrist as well. This is a nice Ben Zobrist. Obviously I got a number of his cards, but I definitely was collecting some Ben Zobrist stuff before his World Series heroics, and it just makes it better. So really happy to get these certified and slabbed. All right, last pile, guys. Again, I appreciate you sticking with me. I have some big-time football coming up, too, at the end of this. So here's a Darren Daulton on a 1993 Finest. Beautiful card. Obviously, he's a great Phillies player, member of that 93 team, and has a beautiful signature. So that Baseball Finest was like a no doubt about it send. This next player broke my heart. I got this card signed via TTM, and Joe Carter. Oh, happy Jays. Oh, sad Phillies fans. Man, that 1993 World Series, one of the all-time, amazing moments in baseball history. If you're a Phillies fan, though, obviously that, haunted you for a long time. It's long forgotten at this point now. Obviously, the Phillies winning the World Series in 2008 rectified a lot of that. But, my God, wow, that moment was sad. Very sad, especially when you're 11 years old. Holy Lord, you would cry. Here's another Jimmy Key. This is an awesome card. I think this thing turned out fantastic. It's Upper Deck Yankees Classics. He signed it big and beautifully in blue. So definitely a very nice one for the collection. It's another Buck Showalter coming up. Signed in black. It's Topps Heritage card. Featured in the Orioles uniform. Buck's obviously done a fantastic job with the Orioles. I mean, they haven't gotten over the hump. They haven't won a World Series or anything, but they've certainly been a heck of a lot more competitive under him. They've reached the postseason a number of times, and he's obviously a great manager, so shout out Wesker Griff. I'm assuming you've gotten Showalter TTM. I know I've gotten him a few times. Bud Selig, when I saw he signed and he had an Allen and Ginter, obviously I was going to send to him. His autograph doesn't go for a ton. I mean, he is a Hall of Famer now, or he's going into the Hall of Fame. So it's a must-have for the collection. I actually toyed with the idea, even though I had this card, I thought about maybe purchasing it, slabbed already, and then when they had the special, I was like, I'll just send it in. So, cool card. All right, next one is a really nice IP success. Got this way back when I was a kid, like 1992, 1993, around there. It's Curt Schilling. Signed this Leaf card in black. Really sharp-looking card. Very nice. This guy had an incredible career. He absolutely belongs in the Hall of Fame. I don't think he's getting there. He's at least not getting there anytime soon. Way too many writers are way too concerned about his political opinions and beliefs and podcasts, and none of that matters. It doesn't matter what he says now. The guy was a great pitcher. 1993 National League Championship MVP, obviously co-MVP in the World Series with the Diamondbacks, incredible run with the Red Sox. I mean, the guy is a Hall of Fame pitcher, one of the best postseason pitchers of all time. He belongs there, but we'll see. Very cool looking card, though. Looks awesome slabbed, so happy to get that. Here's another IP success from my childhood. It's Mr. Dale Murphy, a guy that I was so excited when the Phillies traded for him. I was young at the time. I didn't realize, hey, he's kind of at the end of the line. Obviously, the Phillies weren't going to win anything with him. But cool success. Really nice signature there in black. Wish I would have gotten it in blue. And probably would have preferred a Topps card, but hey, this score works. Very nice card. So that's why I sent it off. I was like, you know what? Why not get an old in-person success slabbed? Here's a really cool one. This is awesome. Got this IP way back in the day over at his hoagie shop. It's a 1990 Donruss, and it is Hall of Famer Mike Schmidt. Absolutely beautiful card. Looks great here in blue. Just love this card. You see the little all-time great. This was commemorating his career. Always thought this card was awesome. Shows his full career statistics. Michael Jack Schmidt. So that is a beautiful card. And this card will never, ever leave my collection. Too many great memories. we got a few JP Crawfords here. These are all things I've traded for or acquired that were for sale. And we'll see what the future holds for this guy. He's obviously one of the best prospects in baseball. You would think he'd be the Phillies' future shortstop, so we'll see. Hopefully he continues to develop. So this is a nice Bowman card signed in blue. And then I have a Tops Pro debut signed in blue. He was signing a lot IP, I know. I never really saw him sign too much TTM. Otherwise, I would have sent off to him. I think I did send something, never got anything back. But I don't know how much he'll continue to sign because he's signed a lot over the years. Here's another Bowman card. So very cool successes. Like I said, hopefully he gets things, figured out and reaches the major leagues. I mean, it could happen as early as this year. So you guys remember that Roy Halladay that I got skunked on last time? This was actually from the same seller who apparently his buddy got all this stuff signed. So, I mean, this looked good to me, the Jamie Moyer autograph. The reason I purchased this, because I have Moyer a few times via TTM. I did it because I had the '08 World Series Champs inscription. So that's why I picked it up, and it came back good. So that's a very cool card for the collection. Next up, shout out, huge shout out, monster shout out. You know what? Never mind. I'll hold off on them. Let me show these first. I have one hockey and one basketball TTM. The basketball is Mr. Calhoun here. Jim Calhoun, who's obviously, an all-time great. The reason I have him as part of my collection is because it was on an Allen and Ginter card. And love the Ginter, so I sent this TTM. It came back pretty quickly. Looks decent. Not the best marker of all time, but I figured it would be cool slab, so I sent it in because they had the special for all sports, and I'm never going to really send a big order of basketball or hockey or anything like that. This is a John Macclare. This was a TTM success. This guy was really good with the Flyers when I was growing up, when I was like late grade school, early high school. Flyers reached the Stanley Cup back in, I think I was in 8th grade back then, 97. So I always thought this was a cool card. Had a success from him, like the Tops card. So, again, it was just another card that I was like, you know what, that'd be pretty cool to get slabbed. They have the special. Again, I don't have a lot of hockey. I kind of wouldn't mind doing a little more hockey, maybe collecting some goaltenders and stuff, but, we'll see. Got a lot on my plate with just the baseball and football. All right, now I will give the shout out to Card Cutter 23. Garrett, you're the man. You hooked me up with these. We worked out a deal. I acquired them. Bought some stuff from you. This first one I'm showing off, you actually threw in, which was unbelievably generous. Really appreciate it. It's a 1989 Tops Tom Glavine. Beautiful card. Love 89 Tops. Tom Glavine's awesome. Obviously a Hall of Famer. I actually got Glavine in person quite a while ago. I showed one of those cards off in one of my PSA DNA videos. Got the Glavine in person back when I was a little kid. One of the first autographs I ever got. He was like an 18-game loser at the time, I think. But this 89 Tops is awesome, signed in blue. I can't remember if you got this TTM or if you got it in person somewhere or whatever, but thank you for sending it my way. It's awesome. Really happy to have it slabbed. And now the last two that I purchased from you. They're awesome additions to the football collection. First up, a Brian Urlacher on this Topps Heritage card. Beautiful looking card. Urlacher, obviously, just a great player. Really happy to add him to the collection. Never had his stuff. Always enjoyed watching him play back in his day. So definitely happy this came back certified and slabbed. So that is awesome. And the final one is outstanding. Mr. Rob Gronkowski, an autograph I've been chasing for a while. I remember when you got him back, I was so I was happy. I thought it was awesome you got him back, but I was also like, oh man, I wish I would get him back. That'd be great. I think I sent him one time a couple years ago. Never heard anything back. He's not someone easy to get. But this is awesome. Looks great. Love the Topps Magic cards. And obviously, I know he's got a lot of injury problems, but he's an all-time great tight end based on, numbers and just watching him on the field. That dude's so good. Unfortunately, he's susceptible to injuries, and I start to wonder how much longer he'll be around. I mean, you can kind of, with these injuries, this every other year thing and having a hard time staying healthy, his career is probably going to end earlier than most people would think. I mean, a lot of people think, he's not very old. I mean, I could see him not lasting more than a couple more years. And we'll see, even in New England, I mean, you never know with that team, the way they kind of operate. And if he keeps missing, half seasons and stuff, you have to wonder how long will he be around. But this is a beautiful autograph. I've never been able to acquire anything of him certified or anything. So when you had this up for sale, I immediately was like, well, I'm buying that. There's no doubt about it. So really happy you sold this to me, and really happy it was certified, slabbed, and great addition to the collection. So guys, that is it. Big order, monster order. Thank you guys for joining me. I definitely appreciate it. This is a lot of cards to show off, as you can tell. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I certainly enjoyed getting this thing in. PSA DNA is pretty quick. I mean, I think they're like a 20-day turnaround, maybe 25. I forget. They're a lot faster than getting cards graded, that's for sure. But you send it in and you kind of check on it and go, all right, cool, it got there. That's great. That's the first step. And then I always give it the first time I sent to them, I got the order back really quick. So I start going, oh, maybe they'll get it back in 10 days and keep watching. Then you get to the 20-day and you're happy to get it in. So anyway, this is a whole pile of stuff for the collection. Great stuff. So comment below, let me know what you think. Is there any specific card you thought was the best? Any specific success that you like the best? I don't know. Well, comment below, let me know. Hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Have a great one.